suck,
and that's sad.
An
AEW
wrestling
podcast
of wrestling news.
Hello and welcome to You Suck and That's Sad, an AEW podcast. Today our producer is Phil.
Hello there.
And we are here with TK.
Hello, everybody.
And as always, Matt.
Hi.
And we're here to talk about AEW wrestling. I think Dynamite and just probably more so rant for a while.
Yeah, we're just gonna rant because nothing was great. So we'll just, hate and be grumpy.
It does feel like a ranting thing this week.
Maybe some raving to go with the ranting.
Yeah. Really thinking we should start with how much we loved Wardlow's promo.
Talking about yesterday or which Wardlow promo? Because we got 2 weeks to swim with. Or are we just throwing 2 weeks ago to the Sharks and saying, sorry, man, you got to subscribe to the Patreon if you want our exclusive.
If something
Christmas
happened during that 2 weeks, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
That's pretty much in the
Because
Sharks.
we'll remember it. That's the only way we'll talk about it.
So Shark
I was just thinking, like, the first thing that came to my head was Wardlow in the coat he was wearing. Almost looked like a robe. And I'm like, why is he still trying to be in a Hallmark movie?
I don't know what they're trying to do with him. I feel like he's in all right, the crowd didn't pick him up. Let's just keep throwing gimmicks until something quickly sticks. And he's just going to, he's going to fade out. Sadly, but hopefully they repackage him. Maybe he shows up again with MJF and then his career kicks off again.
I don't know. I think now it's fine. I think they actually finally are doing something with him. I'll be the contrarian.
I like what they're doing with him.
Yeah,
but I still feel like he's in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, his look is right. He's not a good actor. Like, he's not a good speaker.
Yeah,
they got to really give him a manager or kind of change the way he does things.
He would have failed the Dusty course in in promos.
He can't speak that well. Too fake. I mean, again, Wardlow born and bred for WWE. He should just go there now because
I think he's bound for there. So
he's got their look, he's got their promo style, aka bad. It'd be perfect for him.
And he can just read what they want him to read.
He'll show up in NXT as Barthou and
Bartholomew.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Or Samson. Oh wait, no.
Big Bartholomew. My God.
So, yeah.
And that was all we had to talk about for Dynamite. Just the Wardlow thing.
That was a great episode of Dynamite. You should all check it out.
I compared it to a shit sandwich because I liked the first piece. That's the bread. And then the back piece, the other piece of bread was pretty good. Bland, nothing too great, but good, satisfying. But in between all that was a big pile of shit. And
Brian and Ego was okay.
Yeah, that was the one piece of bread. That was the first thing.
I could do without Stokely. The more I see him, the more I don't like it.
I like him, man. I hard disagree. I hard disagree on Stokely. I mean, they're not doing the best with him. It's dumb that, like you said before, all of the firm shit is so disconnected. Like, to see Stokely come out with the hat, he's self-conscious about DVD calling him bald, and he's got great facial expressions. That's great. But then he comes out the next match and it's almost like he's a different character, but he's the same guy.
Doesn't matter. Different. Yeah. Now I got something else to do. Yeah.
And you know who didn't come out twice that show though, unlike Stokely, is MJF. And that was our big gripe, I think.
Our champion
our champion, our star, the best guy on the mic. They play his music for the people in the stands, and they have him come out. He's in a skybox watching. He says next to nothing, and that's it. That's his contribution to the show. Your big star, your champion. That's what he does.
It made no sense for him to even be there at that point.
You're just starting to get hot with him, and the crowd's starting to eat it up, and you're like, let's give him a month off.
It's insane. I was telling Jesse yesterday, like, imagine Imagine during the Attitude Era, like just having Stone Cold or The Rock in the building and then just doing that with them and just, okay, now go away. We don't need you anymore. We got these mid-carders to highlight. We don't need you guys anymore.
Because in their day, they would have been in segment 1, segment 4
Yes.
before the first hour, segment 5 to start, segment 8 at the end. And then when they went to 3 hours, they're also in the main event. Like,
yes,
they knew what to do.
Yes. There's a Hogan where your 5th promo on Nitro is probably overkill, and then there's AEW where MJF gets 1/4 of a promo for the whole episode, and that's
his promo was interrupted by
hey,
his
no,
promo was
seriously,
interrupted by a match.
Imagine letting Hangman Adam Page and Wardlow have more mic time than
Yeah.
MJF. Like, imagine that. Imagine doing that.
That's how I feel with Stokely on the screen. I don't give a shit about the non-wrestlers in a company that can't really show me good wrestlers right now. They can show me indie wrestlers who have some talent, and then some are veterans and some are really good. But right now, man, I hate that the screen time is going to promos from people we don't want to watch and then double screen time for people that aren't in the ring. It's not wrestling.
I mean, Stokely can talk, and a lot of the guys he's
Fast
around
forward
can't
through
talk.
we've all been fast forwarding through the shows, so
I mean, I'm fast forwarding through. I didn't fast forward through Stokely shit though.
I actually didn't fast forward through any of this episode.
Well, you're a mark, Jesse.
I didn't
You're a
get to watch it
smelly,
live.
smelly.
That's not the point.
You're
Okay.
a smelly mark.
That's not the point. I love my AEW.
anything cool happen on Dark?
Yeah. Actually.
Anything over 4 minutes?
Yeah, the mid-match with Brock Anderson versus Magic Mike.
Brock's in the new Swerve Gang, right? Is
No.
that guy? Who's that guy? That's Parker, right?
Yeah, it's Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah.
Parker
Parker
Boudreaux.
Boudreaux, blah.
Brock Anderson's the son of what's his face?
Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson. Yeah, then we had the AR Fox versus the dude who's still living in the 90s.
Me?
Not you.
Homer Simpson?
Oh.
The upside down visor from the Trustbusters.
Oh, Ari Davari?
No, the other guy.
Oh, isn't he got some really stupid name?
Yeah.
Like something fresh? Is he something fresh? G-Fresh?
G-Fresh?
I don't know. G-Fresh, man. Hey.
Sponsored by G-Fresh. Brought to you by Mr. G.
Brought to you by me. That's Mr. G. We're going to be proudly putting out our worst episode this week. It's going to rule.
I mean, I'm pretty proud of it already.
You know what? When AEW is bad, we're bad. But when we're bad, we're good. Because
I'm never bad. I'm amazing.
Nice. I like that confidence.
Shit.
So yeah, so dark had stuff happen.
Yeah.
Dynamite's so good we're interrupting it to talk about Dark, huh?
I mean, TK tried to call me out on Dark, so
I did watch the Kenny Omega match. That was nice.
That was last week.
That's fine. We haven't talked about anything in 2 weeks, so
that's not my fault.
I too watched that episode of Dark.
In between those, he's had like 4 death matches, and they keep accelerating. And here's how it's going to end: the 7th match, there's not going to be a winner. One of each of them is going to grab a belt off the ladder, and we're going to a final match at the pay-per-view.
Oh Jesus!
Ugh.
Oh,
It'd be horrible.
You've made a lot of predictions recently, and
it's the only way it can get worse.
None of them have come true. But I wish each of them had come true because your prediction was better than what actually happened. This is your shittiest one, which is why this is the one that is going to come true and it is going to happen. Oh, man.
Like, it's either that or, the Elite wins and they have extra belts to go to Japan, which is the likely scenario. Or, Death Triangle wins to keep the belts in AEW while the Elite go and fuck off for 6 weeks,
Oh yeah, they can fuck off forever. At this point,
we can get into that later.
What's it called? Did you guys notice too that these guys have played with like every time slot on the show? Like they're just trying to find that time so they could be like, look at that, we popped a rating. Because no matter where they put them, it's been a low point for the episode as far as
everyone
viewers.
just okay. We don't want to see it.
Yeah, nothing matters. We've seen it all.
We all know you're gonna win it, no matter what happens.
And when your whole style is do everything and put on a spectacle, the last thing you want to do is do it every fucking week, you marks.
Can you imagine if match 7 was just a pure wrestling match? Like they had to stay in the ring. They had to that would be a much better stip than a ladder match. We know this ladder match is going to be a hardcore TLC all over the place, the same as the last 3.
Yeah.
Plus a bunch of ladders in the ring and
we'll get
3 or 4 big spots.
We'll get TLC plus S. For stairs.
I'm sure it gets 30 minutes. It'll be good.
We're gonna get the stairs in the middle of the ring with the fucking ladder on top of them.
They'll probably have a tall ladder. It is what it is.
Jeff Hardy's gonna come out, do a swanton bomb, and then get arrested again. And we're gonna be sad.
No, we'll just see every super kick. We'll see all the variations. Each individual will get an outside spot, so they'll all get a outside move. They'll do a 4-person spot inside that involves super kicking each other, and they're all going to take turns doing a ladder spot before the fun. Like that's it.
Multiple Canadian destroyers off the ladder,
it's like starting the video with 5 finishers. Like you're like, all right, boom, and you say,
yeah, it's going to be the same match we've seen.
It's exciting when I haven't seen it before recently.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see it.
There's a spot for it. Like, again, just like the disclaimer for anyone listening, all those guys are super athletic and talented and can do crazy shit. Like they can do it all. And even like when they want to sell, they can like sell the move. So like even when we say stuff like they don't sell, it's not taking the move that they don't sell. It's just that they'll sell it, hit the ground, and then reset. All the damage is gone. They'll go on and do the net. Like it's just the little stuff that they don't care about.
We're moving at 115% speed. Yes. Clearly tell they're trying to speed through to get all the spots in instead of letting the match breathe.
Or try to sell a story like, okay, part of me is hurt, or like, okay, and then you're running around on that body part 5 seconds later, and it's just like, well, okay, we told that story for the beginning of the match. Now we're doing this. I'm like, oh, okay. But you know what? All this stuff is making me sick. We got to take a little break anyway. So I'm just a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. It is Chevy, and I'm saying this is not Chevy Chase, and I might be winking if you're on the Patreon. It's a different one. Chevy's anti-vomit cream. This cream is made from Chevy's own skin, his own skin that he peels off every morning and mixes it with vinegar and spinach and a few other proprietary secrets that I can't spill with you. I don't even know them. I'm not messing with you. But you get the skin that Chevy scraped, you get the skin cells in the cream and you put it on your skin and you don't puke. I don't know how it works. Does it come in
vials, pills?
I'm not a priest. It's a cream. It's a cream.
Oh, it's the cream. Yeah. Okay. Does it come in a tub or like a tube?
Yeah, only a tub. He sheds a lot of skin, so it doesn't hurt him. No Chevy Chases were harmed in the manufacturing of this process. It's kind of like a sheep, if he doesn't scrape it, it just builds up. So you're helping him, he's helping you. How
many sheeps come in the tub though?
There's no sheep.
Oh, okay.
There's no sheep.
Got it. Just making sure for the viewers on the Patreon.
No sheep, I'm not trying to, lampoon this thing. It's a serious product by Chevy's anti-vomit cream.
1, 2, 3.
Eat delicious food.
We got it. We are recording now.
That's why we delivered it that way.
Welcome back to me.
We're all excited. Yay.
I think we should do this entire second 2/3, third, 5/5 of this podcast. We should just exclusively, since we got nothing to talk about, we should just use Bill Cosby voices, you guys.
I
Wouldn't
can't
that
do
be
it.
hip and fresh? Come on, everyone has a Cosby voice.
I don't have a Cosby voice.
I mean, who's that? There's no one named that. TK, who? Let me hear your Cosby
I said
voice.
I don't.
Jesse, shut up. TK,
Hey,
let me hear your Cosby voice.
and the bippity boppity, would you like some pudding?
Beautiful. See, Jesse, you could do
I
that.
don't really. I don't think I've ever practiced his voice. I mean,
You don't
if I
need
practice,
to.
I could
Everyone's
probably
got
get
a
better,
Cosby voice.
but I don't like.
Well, all you gotta do is just take a little sip of this drink.
There you go. That's a Cosby. See?
I got the Cosby voice down.
And the
See,
bopping
I'm
and
sorry I had to
the
tell you to shut
yeah,
up,
yeah.
but you needed that confidence, and I am the greatest teacher in history. See, I'll teach you anything you need to know, but I've got to get up close and personal to do it. Come on here. See? Phil, I want to hear your Cosby now.
Don't do it. It's peer pressure.
Do it, Phil. Everyone should do it. It's not like the guy's like the most innocent guy in the world. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, he used to be a doctor.
It's basically a TK. It's the thing that popped in my head too. You're going to put the pudding with the jello. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
That is a forceful Cosby.
Get the jello pudding pop and do whatever you need to do. Just see.
See, all you need to do is just get a little bit of that little white stuff in the pudding. And they won't know any better. You just mix it up a little bit.
Oh, these are all unproven allegations. I don't understand why you need to bring these things up. I'm Dr.
Isn't he in
Clifford
prison right
Huxtable.
now?
You see, Clifford Huxtable.
Isn't he in prison right now?
No, he's out on technicality.
Oh, okay.
The Philadelphia or the whatever, I think they're prosecuting Philadelphia, but the AG there, or the district attorney, the DA that was prosecuting, did not disclose a bit of evidence, did not make it available to his attorney.
Okay.
So he broke the rules, and now Cosby's out.
Okay.
Classic America.
So I'm gonna go
Well-
over a little quick recap of Dynamite because I think this will be fun.
In a Cosby voice, right?
So Hangman Adam Page, actually,
How much better is our podcast now because you're doing that?
Hangman. Well, I sound like fucking
Westworld.
that
Adam.
Cubs announcer, Harry Carey.
Oh yeah, man, yeah, do that.
Hey, Hangman Adam Page, he did a promo, but it wasn't really a promo. He just sat there and heard Mox's name. And when he heard his name, he went crazy. And
He
what was
did.
left of the Dark Order just sat there and tried to talk him down. It was crazy.
Hey, Harry, if you had to be friends and have a beer with John Moxley or Adam Page, who would it be?
Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh yeah, why?
Because I don't think he can drink. And I can drink him under the table.
Oh, okay, that'd make you look like a big man, huh?
No. Because if I said something stupid, I know he'd kick their ass.
He'd probably spin you around it.
Hangman
Yeah.
is so disappointing. I hate that he was champion.
Yeah, I mean that was a good story that they told over a long period, not always well, but it was laid out kind
The
of
end
well
game was good.
sometimes. Yeah,
But there was nothing planned after that.
no, not at all.
That's where the problem lied.
They
for
had
me.
the obligatory bring
We
in
had
Lance Archer.
Dark Order Cowboy for a year plus.
Hey, Dark Order was fun. And now they're just a trios team.
Yeah, Dark
And
Order.
they need to
We kick out Preston Vance as a human now, and who's left?
John Silver, Alex Reynolds,
Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and
Evil Uno.
Evil Uno.
And then
So
I'm
one,
sure
4, and
they'll still have the kid come out, and I bet we'll literally see like every other member that used to be Dark Order, like every other week, someone's gonna be like, "Go get him, team." Even though
well, they're not with AEW anymore. Like they're all gone.
Yeah,
That's
Colt.
somewhat. But I mean, there's
Colt
there's
Cabana. He's still
Colt,
there.
there's Anna
Boom,
Jay. Just
boom.
saying, there's like
Mhm.
people still on the roster.
Yeah.
Dark Order's done.
I hope so.
Dude, I mean, it isn't, but it is.
No, it's time to move on. You don't hold on to wrestling stables and factions forever just because a loving person passed away. Like,
Yeah.
that's not how wrestling works. That's how wrestling becomes boring and people don't want to watch it.
To be
Because
honest, the way they
NWOs
finish,
and DXs have 10 different iterations. You know,
Like
don't
Hulk Hogan died, they broke up the NWO, and then you never heard him again. And that's the way to do it.
I really
Or-
think the way they did that with Preston Vance, number 10, like taking the mask off, throwing it on -1, was like, that was it. Dark Order was dead at that point.
Yeah,
And
or
they
you should
really
have done
need to-
something else, like the breakup angle started, but no.
They did, but then they kept it together for no reason.
They're
But
like Hangman Page's young boys now, basically.
yeah, like they should have. They've had their chances to just break it up, and they just wait. I understand why they're not doing it, but you got to move on.
They
You
should have
gotta
their
move
own
on.
stable. They should just rename themselves Cowboy Shit, because that's basically what they are right now. Is
Yeah.
they are Cowboy
Yeah.
Shit, and also that's Hangman Page's thing. So they should just be Cowboy Shit.
I mean, I really missed when they did like the 5-man matches, and I'm not even being sarcastic. I
where
enjoyed them.
where they'd have their little combo sequence.
Yeah.
that they did. That
Like how
always
they
was
would do
neat.
that.
Yeah, that was neat.
Like, do something like that again, and maybe I'll want to see you. But right now, you're not doing anything. Like you're in trust, but you're in the trust buster territory. Okay, that's dark stuff.
Yeah,
Where you just need to be on dark. You should not be taking up time on Dynamite.
the live crowd loves them. Sometimes with AEW, I think though, like the fans that are coming are going to love almost anything you put in front of them. So sometimes, even if the live crowd loves them, it doesn't mean you keep them around.
No,
Because I don't know. Like you have to think about the television viewing audience
and
and
you got to think about the merch too.
the merch. I mean, do
like
they
they-
do well on merch? I don't.
It's like
I
they want
think
everything to
so.
be the Acclaimed, and they're like, oh, it's the next Acclaimed. Let's push them to the moon. And sometimes it's like, no, that was a quick wave. They're over.
Yeah, like the Acclaimed was legit, and I mean,
That slow build.
Still is. I love it. It's great.
yeah.
I loved him
Although
from the beginning.
I
Yeah.
do have to. I mean,
It's-
I'm pooping everywhere, so I have to shit on the music video.
Oh, we're going there next?
Wednesday. Well, when we're just going everywhere. We're scattershot, man. Taz called it right after. I popped it when he said like that video was snug, because it sure fucking was. Like they were laying in some real shots there to people, and I'm curious to see.
Or Karen Jarrett angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some real big shot, some funny lines, but also like Caster, like he's good at coming up with the lines, but he's not a rapper. Don't overdo it, especially when you got poor production behind him. Like you're leaving him out to dry. You're leaving him out to dry. So that wasn't the best. Kind of corny, but not fun corny like the first one as much.
But
Yeah,
Like the
maybe
first
not
one
on
had the
best side,
costumes. The first one had Captain Insano. This one was just like, hey, we got 20 minutes. Let's just like walk around and film our, like it looked like a TikTok kind of.
No, this was the one where they were like, Tony, we filmed this. Can we run it?
Yeah.
it's like an SNL short.
Yeah, the first one was good. Yeah. Anyways, it's gonna be fun to see Jeff Jarrett and his defunct gold scam get really angry.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I like that feud. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Oh no, it's Jeff Jarrett.
I like their music.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it's because it's obnoxious. It's perfect for him. And it's basically like his TNA shit, more or less.
Oh, really?
There's a period where he had, yeah.
I was thinking it was like the
Something.
RTC.
Oh, I mean, it's reminiscent of that, right? Yeah.
That's where I'm feeling it when I listen to it. It's like
way better than that one though. They went too far with being obnoxious with
yeah.
RTC. Yeah.
But when I hear that music, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a fun promo.
Yeah, Jarrett's great.
We're gonna have
I mean,
some fun stuff.
Yeah. He's great. He sucks, but he's great. He's got some real fucking heat. Like on that episode of Dark I watched where it is in the daily place, so you hear everything.
Oh yeah,
It was just go away heat for him. It wasn't even just heat. Like that was genuine. The people there didn't want him there.
Like, get
Not
the
because
fuck
of what
outta
he was
here.
doing, but because they hate him. Yeah.
I spent money on this. I don't want to see you.
Yeah.
By God. And then, hey, listen. I don't know what I'm doing now, but we had Moxley with Claudio versus the Top Flight.
That's it's kind of George W. Bush.
Is it?
Now, boy, now we're gonna go ahead. I think maybe for the rest of the episode, we should just adopt little accents that aren't ours, huh? Should we do that? That
Yeah.
might be kind of fun. Well,
You
don't do
sound
that
like-
now. Go ahead.
You sound like the guy from Knives Out.
You know what? I just watched that the other day. Exactly.
new
Daniel
one?
Craig. Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's
I
so
did. I
good.
just watched it. Yeah, very good. Very good movie. Very good movie.
1, 2, 3.
But yeah, I mean, Knives Out. Yeah, back to the Knives Out. Now that was a fun movie, a little deconstruction like the first one, but not much like the first one. Just the same character. I love the scene where wait, Phil, I don't want to spoil the onion for you, so I'm gonna zip it.
Have you seen Knives Out yet, Phil?
Not the new one. You say
Not the new one?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on Netflix.
All right, I'll check it
Yeah,
out.
get your shit together.
But yeah, it's fun.
Busy man. It's the holiday.
No, it's fun.
February.
But yeah, I like the Claudio versus Top Flight match.
Claudio and Mox.
Yeah, Mox sat on the outside pretty much for the most part.
Yeah, I
So we
watched
didn't have to
all the times Claudio was in.
I felt like he was in there most of the time.
The latter half, yeah, but the beginning had a lot of the Mox plodding
Okay.
around. He had his turnbuckle. Well, it looked like it was the bite, but then like, no, he's actually grinding his chin in the guy's face. And then he did his little back scratch. It's the heel offense, but he's a baby face garbage, you know.
But
Oh, you're frozen in time. John Moxley's listening to us.
Oh crap.
Hey, get out, come on, boy. I
it
unfreeze
felt like
ya.
they're
It worked.
Am I better?
Yep, you're better.
Thank you, Danhausen.
No, I did not uncurse you. I put the curse on CM Punk.
Oh, we'll get to CM Punk soon enough.
Yes.
We will get to that.
Nor Chris, see Chick Magnet Punk.
No, Top Flight looks strong even in the loss. I think. Did you not think that?
Oh yeah, no, they did. That was the story of the match. And then Claudio getting frustrated that he couldn't put him down, that they kept withstanding it.
I like the giant swing when Darius kept jumping over.
Yeah,
his
they
brother.
did that a
I was
couple
like,
times.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it was neat. I mean, it was pretty silly. Like it was an eye roll. Like
No.
you know, like you could save him, or you could just play jump rope for a minute before you save him. Like, okay. I've never
Yeah.
seen it before. I don't know if I ever want to see it again, but yeah, it was fun. It would have been funnier if he would have messed up and it would have used him as a battering ram.
And like tripped his brother.
Yeah,
like,
assuming nobody
lifted him
got
up
hurt.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, next time they do it, that's probably what will happen. So
Oh, yeah, that'd be brilliant. And then they'd say, "Oh, you unsophisticated fool. You didn't see that coming, did you? Seems silly until you realize it was a single thread in a sweater that would make you cozy one day."
and then we can tell them, hey, you listen to our podcast.
yeah, be
But you act like you don't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we
Hmm.
see you're one of the 12 people. We knew it.
We knew it.
And you guys were listening together too to rip us off of a single view. You
Yeah.
brothers, you twins. Well, they're not
Piece of
twins.
shit. No, they're not.
twins at all. One's
But-
older. Darius is older, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
About like a
awesome.
year. They're like 23 and 22.
They're awesome. They got
They're
called out
so
by
good.
Dax too when he was naming specifically the younger guys that were always asking for advice or stuff.
Oh, in the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was a good
I didn't listen to
Yeah.
it. I listened to a spot earlier today where he was talking about how he was like, "Yeah, I want CM Punk back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why wouldn't you?"
Yeah,
And
he's
then
got a
that,
lot to say about him.
oh, I bet they're friends.
Yeah, he definitely says that he was very giving and the locker room was always open and yada yada yada.
What was the
So
other?
it's good to have little takes on the other side.
What
And
I
he
listen,
also go ahead.
what I was
Go
listening,
ahead.
what the little bit I listened to when he was talking about Jim Cornette
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and how he said,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey,
Uh-huh.
I'll listen to your criticism. You tell me where I fucked up and like what I did wrong. Did I not sell enough? Did I not sell right? And I'll listen to it and I'll see like, well, maybe you are right or maybe you are wrong."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna learn, but like you're not always right.
Yeah, of course not. And that's how, human beings
It should be.
should perceive things. Yeah, too often you get people that will find the one stupid thing someone said and then hyperfixate on it and be like, see, unlike me, they've got something wrong. Or unlike me, they said something they could perceive very offensively, and I never do anything like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's garbage.
It's like, oh, you just don't like me. You don't like my gimmick. That's
Yeah.
great. But where am I fucking up in the ring? Like,
And a lot of guys don't want to hear that, which is natural.
yeah. I I like to hear where I'm fucking up so I can do better.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean you like it. It's not fun to hear where you suck or where you fucked up, but
But you
as
suck
long
in
as
that
it's
sad.
yeah, you suck and that's sad. You get over it, and as long as the
But you
person
can't get
telling you
better.
is somebody that like you respect and assume
Yeah.
knows better than you, if it's some like 12-year-old geek or some fat guy in the internet
Mhm.
doing it, I can see the wrestler like saying fuck off or whatever. But
I mean, we have our criticisms, like we've already disclaimed earlier in the half, but respect everything they do.
oh, absolutely. Like I'll Jericho's one of my favorite of all time, and I'd say way more negative shit about him. And like if he ever did listen and wanted to say "fuck you, you piece of shit," what do you know? My reply would be like, way less than you.
Yeah.
But I still think what you're doing here sucks. Like,
I'm not a fan of what you're doing right now.
and like, sorry,
Change
like
it or don't.
we all have our biases, and I don't blame you for being biased towards yourself. That's natural. I too, if I'm biased towards anyone, it's probably myself, because that's me seeing things my way. So, obviously you can criticize somebody that you don't know more, but you don't expect them to take it seriously. You expect a
we're just
Jericho to Jericho, you expect a Buck to Buck, and you accept a Punk to Punk. People are going to be what people are.
in a page to page.
No, Page is never Page. That's where no, I'm just kidding.
And a Danhausen to Danhausen.
And now we're true podcasters, because I think the whole point of what I was just saying was nothing. There was no point at all. There was just garbage,
pretty
just
much.
trash, just rambly trash. A roundabout way is saying people are going to do what they're going to fucking do.
And speaking of doing what they're gonna do, Kip Sabian's promo. Whew. He tried to command that room.
He did.
He really did.
He got very posh, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then then what happened?
Then OC, he's like, I threw you out. I was like, okay. Trent's like, well, I threw you out. Well, then I guess I'll go against you, Trent, because you beat him, who beat me. So, like,
yeah, that was funny.
I can't even respond to that.
I guess
So
I'll
we
fight
got
you.
Trent versus OC.
I won't spoil that for you.
Thank you. Please don't.
Yeah, I'll keep it to myself.
I'm pretty sure OC is gonna win, but
Never know.
never know. You never know.
I
Maybe
wish
the
I could.
finger.
I wish I could shoot coffee out of like my nose at will, and it would be flavored with whatever creamer I wanted it to be. There wouldn't be any boogers or anything in it. It would be warm without burning my nose. My nose could just become a coffee dispenser.
Why do you? Oh, you do drink a lot of coffee.
So much coffee, dude. Like a pot of coffee a day.
I know. Like
Yeah.
before my wedding, that night, what was it? 1 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know. At some point, it was
It-
for
I
2
was sitting
minutes
there
that
on the
day, it was
table
1
watching you
o'clock.
guys play
Mhm.
Raw Deal, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm tired. You're like, I'm gonna make coffee. I'm like, what the fuck? It's way too early in the morning for coffee.
It's never too early in the morning. Well, your time zone also is fake, so I
It
was an hour
does.
behind in the real time zone.
Still midnight for coffee?
Yeah, I mean when it's a pate, for sure.
For sure. That was the after party.
Yeah, like I'm not about to do that on a normal day, but if I have to stay up,
Gotcha.
coffee is amazing.
I don't like it.
That's too bad.
No, I'm okay with that.
So like what do you do for energy?
Red Bull,
Cocaine.
cocaina.
That's an expensive way to get your energy, man.
No, I don't know. I don't really drink caffeine.
No sody pops.
No, unless there's
That's-
booze in it.
That's good that you can function without it.
I mean, I'm still getting used to this getting up early shit.
Yeah.
7 years, like of 7 years of getting up at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, working 2 to 10:30. Now it's 8 to 4:30. Like it's rough. This morning I had my first breakfast before work.
Oh wow. There you go.
Real talk. I had a bagel, an egg, and some orange juice.
Nice. Good
It
job.
was delicious. And it still didn't wake me up. So
Have you ever heard of the cig? It's called coffee.
that's disgusting.
I bought you a coffee pot. You probably got an even better one by now.
Oh, we do. My wife brought a nice one with her.
My wife likes the coffee. I do not.
My
it is
wife.
bad and makes it go through me, makes me poop.
I got her a bird grinder.
A bird grinder?
Yeah.
So she
We
can grind up bird. You catch birds and you just put them in there and you grind. What does it make? Jewelry or meat? Meat
Oh,
and
no,
jewelry?
That's what you use for the grinds for coffee. The bird grinds.
The
It's
bird.
bird coffee.
You make coffee out of birds?
Yeah, you don't.
No.
Why not?
I
That's
go
the
hunting
best
for
pick me
my
up there
coffee
is.
at the grocery store where most of us do our hunting.
Heathens. Get your shit together.
Heathens.
Get your shit together. Learn.
Learn
It's
well.
all about the bird grinder.
Okay.
Gosh.
I'm gonna log on to Grinder and look for bird.
Yes. You will
Okay.
have a lot of matches, I assume.
All right. Ooh.
And then after the promo, we got a segue into Hook doing a squash.
Yeah,
As is tradition.
Another one, as is tradition. Yeah.
And then the Firm going after him hard. We had a Big Bill sighting.
Big Bill. Big
Big
Bill.
Bill.
Big Bill.
It's Big Bill.
Bill. Big Bill. Oh, Big Bill. He almost got to do something too. He got
He
right
almost
up
got
the
to
hook.
choke slam.
It's gonna
Hook.
raise him up, and then AEW. I know it's cool and the people love the pop, but it is so silly when someone comes in for a save and it's like, I would have been there sooner, but I had to let the sound guy know I was coming so he could hit my music. Because then, here comes Jack Perry.
Oh,
who's not Jungle Boy anymore, but he's still coming out to Tarzan Boy. And
Well, he's still Jungle Boy.
is he still, or is he
I think
Jungle
he's still
Jack
Jungle
Perry
Boy.
now? Or is he Jungle Boy Jack Perry?
Well, he's always been Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Anyways, well, okay, yeah, but usually it's just Jungle Boy. Like they usually don't throw in the Jack Perry.
Gotcha.
Like when he comes out, it's just Jungle Boy, and the announcers be like Jungle Boy. But there was a minute like when he gave his one promo and he's wearing the leather jacket now, where he's like, "No,
Yeah,
this is Jack Perry now."
they tried to do it, but then
This Jungle Boy Jack Perry's coming out to the ring. By God, he's serious now.
I think that was something Jim Ross said too, where he's just like he needs to get rid of the Jungle Boy. Like, just get rid of it.
yeah, get rid of the Jungle Boy. He just needs to be Jack Perry. He's a serious fighter. He's not in that goofy shit.
But they're not doing it, and we're just sitting here waiting for them not to do it,
Yeah.
and it's annoying.
Yeah, he's kind of been in molasses. They kind of want to see how far he can go, but he might just be a mid-carder for life.
Or he's a tag guy.
Or I mean, yeah, you might just be right. He just might be a tag guy.
I don't think him and Hook fit. Hook doesn't do the mic. He just comes out and beats ass. Jungle Boy isn't that great on the mic.
No,
Unless you think he is.
I don't know. I think he's pretty mediocre to bad. I mean, he's gotten better than when he started, and he's still young. But yeah, he's got the WWE thing. Like he's scripted. He's memorizing something. There's just nothing natural at all.
Like, give me some real emotion. Like, come with it.
Or just be you, even if you're kind of goofy and bad. Just be you. Don't think of any lines. Don't try to be cool. Go off the top of your head, even if it's bad, because normal people aren't MJF. Like, but you'd be real, and being real and kind of awkward is better than trying to be an actor and you can't fucking act, you know? Like,
I think there was, I can't think of when it was, but there was one promo he did where he like got angry. He got angry and he was just like spouting off. I'm like, oh, this is good. And then he reverted back to
it was. And
you know,
part of the
so
problem
you know what I'm
with
talking
that,
about, right?
I do. Because the problem, I remember it because the problem also with it was then they had Christian follow up right after him. And it was like, oh, Jungle Boy. Like, that was pretty good. And then fucking verbal kung fu master Christian comes out and just cuts his promos balls off because effortlessly Christian is so much better. And it's like, oh, okay. But compared to that. But yeah, no, that one, he was fired up and it seemed more natural.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sure it wasn't, but he got angry enough where like at some point anybody can act if all you have to do is yell. But that was good. That was
it's like when Ricky Starks gets time on the mic.
Yeah, he's a natural. He can go, he can talk. He's a star, man. I wish he was a little bigger for his sake.
Yeah.
But he can still get bigger. He's still young too. Although he's like what, 27, 28?
I have no idea how old he is.
So he might just be he can fill out a little bit, but he's great, man. Ricky Starks. I liked what they did with him at the start of last week's show to follow up from the title loss or whatever. That they let him come back out and basically say, you know, fuck you, MJF, this isn't over. Like, you won with the cheap shot, and if I got to work my way back up, I will. And then, of course, Jericho came and said, hey, buddy, I noticed you're pretty hot commodity. And like he leached onto him, gave him like the brand.
Join our team.
Like, now you're working with me, kiddo. Let me suck your life. I'm just going to Shang Tsung him.
Join the Jazz.
Yeah.
The Jazz.
So they immediately gave him something to do, and they didn't have him like just lose to MJF and now I'm tumbling down the mid card. He put his stake there. That relieved me.
That was a really good decision for Flexo.
Yeah, I mean, now the regret is like, man, I wish they would have more of a program, kind of. But
with him and MJF, yeah.
yeah, but the plan was to go with him and Brian, and I'm not gonna
shit on that
complain.
for now.
Yeah,
Let's wait for
that'll
that
be
to
good.
happen.
That'll be good.
And then speaking of Jericho, we had his little promo.
Yeah, he got to say he was a wizard again after
Oh.
fireballing a Chris Pratt in the face the week before.
Action Andrade?
Yeah. Action Andretti.
Andrade.
I wish it was Action Andrade. Andrade comes back and he's Action Andrade and he's teaming with Action
Even
Andretti.
better. Or he
But-
just should change it to Action Andrade. It's just like, fuck you. You try to
Hey,
get fired.
I
Come
hope you
back.
like my new partner, but I'm not going to say anything about him. I'm going to let him speak for himself. Action Andrade. What he said. Yeah, that'd be my team. I'd love him. Action Andrade and
Action
Andrade.
Andrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he called out Ricky Starks, and there was a Starks promo, I think. I don't think I wrote about it. I just kind of got distracted, as I do.
There was a Starks promo, and
Yeah.
it was pretty good. I mean, honestly, like in total rock mode, he's still doing the cocky face thing, but he was addressing Jericho and just saying like you are great, and I know that because I'm great, but like I'm great now. Like you were great then. Like yada yada yada. Like
it's my turn.
yeah.
Take a seat, old man.
Like I'm honored, but I'm better than you. And yada yada. You're not gonna drag me down. Yeah.
They're
And
fighting on Rampage, aren't
He's
they?
gonna do that because he's absolute. No, they're not fighting on Rampage.
Dynamite next week, then.
Yeah, the big Dynamite show.
I think
Or the
Jazz...
week after.
Okay.
It's
Because I
one of
think
the-
they're
it's-
on...
The 12th, I think, is when
Okay.
we're probably getting Sasha, right? That's when Paige has her match with her mystery partner.
I believe so. Yeah.
And that's speculated to be the Sasha debut.
Which is funny because it was just internet nerds saying Sasha is coming to AEW. Like she has to. And like no one said she was coming. So they're gonna be mad if she doesn't show up.
That's what makes me think she's showing up. Because
Yeah.
Tony Khan is a mark and he reads all that shit. And if she wasn't, he would deny it outright. And he keeps
True.
on, like when he's asked about it, he keeps on saying, like, all I'm saying is watch. Just like, well, you'll know that day. Like he's aware that people think it's Sasha. So
Okay.
I mean, he could be just wrong, but he's usually pretty good about that stuff, shutting down the stuff that's not happening. And like he's, Tony Khan is not a stupid person. Categorically, Tony Khan is not, for all the funny things we tease Flexo for and for some of the booking decisions. He's not a stupid guy at all. So I think
It'd be even better if it was Punk instead of Sasha.
and he was the partner and he just beats up women.
No, I just meant like he shows up.
Yeah.
Or
he's still hurt.
Or
He's
AJ
still
comes
hurt.
in.
Is that even a thing? I think he just re-upped with them, didn't he?
No, not AJ. Who is
Oh.
Punk's wife?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
What?
Man. At
No.
that point, no, because at that point you'd know Punk was coming back, so you'd be spoiling that return.
Well, I would think Punk would come back before.
Yeah, well, he'd have to come back before. Yeah.
And then
before she
AJ comes back, comes in the same episode, but like for that match at the end of the night.
Look at me. Could be.
Yeah. Look at me, famous, like doing all the booking.
Except Punk's still hurt. You don't want to really bring him
Yeah.
back when he's this far from being better.
I mean, everyone thinks Punk is going to be at WWE Royal Rumble, I think.
Yeah, and that which is really funny because he's literally
WrestleMania.
hurt. I think he's
Or SummerSlam.
the soonest comeback date is like April or May or something.
No,
Mar-
he's going to be in WWE.
I mean, I'd be fine with that too if he can make it better. I don't know.
If he can make it better.
But
I watched SmackDown. I was not impressed.
No, I
Last
mean
week-
it's not a pro. I don't know. I don't know. Just the cheesy segments and the bad acting and I don't need all that. I don't need all that, man.
Like when you go to a pay-per-view, like a big pay-per-view, the fans there are not the fans you watch Monday and Friday.
Yeah, it's just ugh. But
So they
we got less than a minute. So
okay.
yeah, you want to do one more?
Yeah,
One more for
We'll
this
finish the show.
non-episode. Yeah.
if
All
that's
right.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, see you in a bit. And this is brought. Fuck.
This is brought by Oh
Log.
no, your partner disappeared and wrestling was bad this week. Wah, 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 wah.
1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. And we're back to talk more. Nothing in particular.
I think we're gonna talk about that amazing trios match.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was great. We saw this 5 times before. Except this time they didn't have to hide.
Oh, you know what?
Wait.
When I was just making that noise, that little my Zoom like asked me like, "Oh, playing music." Like it thought I was listening to some shitty metal song. That's hilarious.
No, just watching a shitty trios match.
Oh, well, it must have been like music. It must have rhymed. I'm sure they could explain to you how that one Poison Rana they did at the 17-minute mark was actually a reference to a match in Japan that was in no other way related to that match.
And it was also a
You
6-star
fool!
match.
You fucking idiot! Yeah, a 6-star match
6-star
by
match.
by the Melts man herself. The Melt man.
I
Meltsy
never
Magoo.
actually put it top on my star rankings,
Yeah.
but I never really ranked anything over a 5 ever until the Young Cucks. And now that they're there, they always get a 6-star.
Don't you see that the sport itself has evolved? 6 stars was not a possibility in the 1980s. It is absurd to think it was so. You do not understand. I wish Dave Meltzer was German. Can he just be? He's a German now. That's
He's
how
German.
He sounds. Yeah,
It is decided.
Yeah. This is how I speak. It's always been that way. In retrospect, Flair Steamboat 2 gets 5.25 stars.
Again, we talked about
What's
this
the
earlier.
rules?
We talked about this earlier, not taking anything away, but the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
Is this what the trios belts are going to be like?
Yeah, I mean that's what the trios matches usually are. It's just this
Just
is
make 'em all
extra over
tornado.
the top. Yeah, make
No
it tornado.
DQ, tornado.
I mean,
every time.
keep the DQ though. Like
You sure?
it's so late, but because it's when you have no DQ, it automatically becomes lazy. Like the storytelling makes no sense because you're still gonna have a
Okay.
heel team, and if there's no rules, the heel team should always be trying to cheat. Why wouldn't I grab
Okay.
a deadly weapon if it's not against the rules? Why wouldn't I grab a baseball bat and just hit you in the fucking head until you're
Yeah.
near dead? Because it's not against the rules, and I'm trying to win. So it just automatically makes everything stupid. And then the fact that they will do a thing like, well, now he's going to grab the weapon. Well, that's dumb. He should have just grabbed it earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
at the start.
In a regular
I got
match,
you.
they grab it because like everyone's tired. The heel's getting desperate. He's going to try to sneak it in. And he's a despicable person for doing it. In no DQ, the faces also then get to be like, well, normally I'd never stoop to such levels, but if it's allowed, murder time. Like it's just absurd. It's bad. And there's ways to do it at the end of a feud as a grudge match. When it gets to the point where even the face wants to send the heel to the hospital, like psychologically you can make it make sense. But when it's just like video game, it's a video game. And it's not my cup of tea.
Which
It's
is
not to
like
say it's bad. As an
What is it?
exhibition, as a performance, it can be fun, right? it's not my thing.
But like match 5 should not have been the no DQ.
Yeah.
It should not have been.
No DQ, and then 6 is also no DQ, and then 7 is also no DQ.
Yeah, they should have just waited till the end then
Yeah.
for it. But it should always just be a tornado. Because it's basically a tornado all the time. Like there's no reason for them to have these matches like so long all the time.
No.
Right?
No,
Or
there's
not
no reason.
long all the time, but we're not tagging, but we're all in the ring. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And then this one had a spot late in the match, and again, match 5, because I fast forward through most of these, but like I'll see the spots and then I'll stop and watch it because it looks like something is happening, like in the story in parentheses that they are constructing for the match. And when I say story, it's just more like an outline. Here's a big thing that happens. Here's the next big thing that happens. Here's the next thing, and that's not necessarily a logical sequence of events. But match 5, you had Kenny take move after move, tandem move, finisher, and then fight back a 3-on-1 at some point until the Bucks were able to recover. You had him take everything. And you did that again this match, where you had all a death triangle around Kenny. And this time they weren't even delivering all that offense to him. They were just like, yeah, we're going to win this one. And then like they're all taking one at a time. At one point, the Lucha Bros just like standing there in the corners waiting. And you can see the Bucks are just kind of there outside waiting for their spot. Like all of these things too for the live crowd, it's hilarious because you see some of the guys in AEW, like these guys, just sitting there waiting. They're not even necessarily selling like they can't get up. They're watching what's going on outside, and it makes no sense. There's no reason for them to be doing that.
Yeah,
it's it is what it is. But you kind of had the same big spot. Kenny does the 3-on-1. Kenny comes back in match 5 and 6, and
he gets the one-winged angel on the table outside.
Yeah.
While Nick is waiting for the pin before he tabs. Like, to me, I was just like, wait, why isn't he not tapped yet? And you could tell he was just kind of looking and waiting. We had the 2 pictures, but he was just kind of like, okay. Like, let me tap out now that we've won. Like, get the fuck out of here. Ugh.
And there are obvious benefits to like having a mix of all kinds of wrestling on the same show, but there are then detriments where you have to be careful you don't have a major segment that aired almost right before, like 20 minutes before this, have big tough Wardlow get hit with a weapon and almost have to go to the hospital and be questionable to perform. And then you have this match where everybody gets hit with several weapons and goes through tables and dies several times, but then
and they're all okay
walking at the end.
Yeah.
Like that's I think one of the problems of AEW is like they have the show. It was pitched like Tony Khan talked about having an old school Southern style, take it serious wrestling, but like with a modern dose, like ROH and the aughts and early 10s. And he unfortunately got a lot of the Buck stuff where it's quite the opposite. And there's other stuff too, but like on the same show, you just kind of have to. It's almost like they should exist in their own universe. I don't know.
Start the show with that shit. Just get it out of the way.
Put it in Pauly Shore's biodome too. That literally is the Bucks dome. It's their own universe.
Yeah.
They could tie it in with their YouTube show. It's just Life in the Bucks Dome.
Oh, yeah. Their show's not as good. Being the Elite,
I've never seen it.
I've watched it. It was better during the pandemic because it was less Bucks and more other people. Now that it's more the Bucks, I'm just kind of like, I really don't care about you guys.
Oh,
I
man.
get it. I get it. But I just don't care. Give me the fun Dark Order segments. Those were fun. Give me the best friends segments with OC. Like, those were fun.
Those were. Oh, here, I meant to send you guys a picture earlier, and I did not set this one up or stage it. This is at Target. Just take a look at your phone when you get the text. Also in that Dax podcast revealed that OC was his drinking buddy.
Who?
He was at Dax was asked about like his friends and he said like there's no riffs, it's not very clicky, but specifically some of the guys he hangs out with, or OC is his after show drinking buddy along with Cash.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, the people might not believe it, but yeah,
That's awesome.
it is awesome.
Oh,
And he said all the best friends, Trent and yeah.
right. Danhausen
Chuck.
and Chucky T. Oh, that's awesome. Like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
But I can see that, like, with OCs, it's like, yeah, whatever. Even if it's not, if he's really that way, that's even better. But, oh, that's great. I guess I have to listen to that podcast, huh? Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think so. And
Okay.
you get a good idea of where he's coming from philosophically. And yeah, it's good. It's a good listen and a lot of interesting things. And he honestly doesn't shit on anybody, and it's not even very gossipy. He only talks about the positive stuff and kind of dances around like being specific. But then it's also open about like the problems that they had with the Young Bucks, but like also goes out to praise them and just say they're great at doing their own thing and like it's natural. Like, so I mean, he could have buried him more, and like I'm sure he has more thoughts about him and probably acted like he personally respected them more than maybe he really does, because he probably doesn't care for that kind of wrestling. But he didn't say that, you know. He was very respectful.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They-
it was good.
They're definitely like Bret Hart.
Yeah, I mean that's his idol.
Like, but they're a little bit better on the mic.
Yeah,
Actually, a lot better on the mic.
yeah. I mean, he wasn't terrible on the mic.
He wasn't, but I fucking love Bret Hart too. So
Yeah.
I don't,
Bret Hart was great. That's become too much of a meme.
yeah.
Like he, compared to some of the best, all the top stars were great on the mic pretty much universally back then. So yeah, Bret wasn't as good at or as flashy as a lot of the other guys, but compared to a lot of guys today, or compared to the way that promos are even delivered, since they're scripted now in WWE, like, I don't know, Bret Hart or Seth Rollins. I'll take Bret Hart over Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins talks faster, but his voice is annoying, and he delivers his shit. He delivers his shit so cheesy. Like, I don't know. Bret Hart's corniness all seemed like it came from Bret Hart.
Yeah, from his dad.
Yeah, because he's just some Canadian from, you know, Winnipeg or wherever. Or
It's
Calgary.
fun to go back to those old
Calgary.
promos and listen to them.
Yeah.
Like, because it obviously was not scripted. They were just saying whatever.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Warrior promos, though.
Oh my God. Yeah, he was a
out.
madman. Yeah, he was a madman. But I mean, those are great promos that are also terrible.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, that's the Ultimate Warrior. He was great, but also terrible. Just terrible. But I mean, the look was a 10 out of 10, and the energy was a 10 out of 10, and the promo delivery was a 10 out of 10, but there was nothing really going on in the ring. There was nothing really going on in the words he was saying, and there was really nothing going on with the guy himself. So what do you do?
When I was a kid, loved the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, real life superhero, man. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
The look was perfect. The look was phenomenal.
And I was a child.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, that was what WWF was for, especially in the 80s. When we were kids, like that was for us. And then the Attitude Era, it grew up with us. Like, that's the unique thing I think about our generation. And maybe that's why the demo for wrestling is like the late 30s to 50.
To early
Like,
40s.
Yeah. Maybe
Like,
that's
this
why.
is what we want.
Yeah.
We want
The product
these people.
changed to kiddie shit when we were kiddies, and then
Yeah.
evolved to teenage shit and adult shit when we became teenagers and adults. And then
I
the
mean-
PG era happened, and it reverted to kiddie shit, and I dropped off WWE, and it's kind of still where we are with them.
There was here's a fun story. I don't know why I remember this, but when I still lived in Minnesota, it might have been like 6, 7 years old. Hulk Hogan got hurt
brother.
Oh yeah.
He went to the Mayo Clinic.
Did he?
I don't know. I'm just
Uh-oh.
guessing that's where it's coming because you were a Minnesota lad.
But my brother like wrote him a letter
Oh,
saying,
that's
"Oh, I hope you
awesome.
get better." Blah blah blah. And he got a letter back. It was like, "Thank you for that," because they had a what like an address set up. Like, oh, send him well wishes. And like that was a whole thing. I was like, holy shit. I just remember that. I mean, it might not have
That's
been real, but
it was written by that butler of the McMahons that got put in the Hall of Fame.
yeah,
He
maybe.
wrote it.
Maybe.
Absolutely, Mr. McMahon. I'll get right on it. I need you to write 100,000.
Thank you.
God damn it, Mr. McGod. Fucking damn it.
Yeah, my biggest gripe still is that one WrestleMania that was in Indianapolis on my birthday. And my dad's like, "Oh, we can't go because I have to preach." And I'm like, really? It's one day for me. I think that was the Undertaker versus Hulk Hogan. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that was it wasn't a Mania. Or are we talking about like 03? Or did he ever do? No, he never fought Taker at Mania.
This was in the 90s.
Yeah, he never fought Taker.
Okay.
Mania.
But it was something in the 90s.
He
And
fought
it's on my
Taker
birthday.
at the Tuesday at Texas. And then he fought Taker, I think, at Madison Square Garden. No, they
Okay.
vacated it after that.
So none of that matters. I'm just butthurt.
It does matter. I need to know.
Like,
Because this is gonna be on the internet.
I'm butthurt
Forever.
that I didn't get to go to that Mania. That was in Indianapolis and it was close. And I was all about wrestling at that time.
It was Survivor Series.
No, it on April 9th?
I don't know.
No, it was
Okay, so it was Indianapolis WrestleMania, huh?
I believe so.
Indianapolis Wrestle. This is good content right here. Yeah, I make click noises. So 1992.
I think it was 92.
No, it was the double main event. Hogan versus Sid and Macho versus Flair.
Was that it?
Yep. And Flair and Macho is for the title.
Okay. Oh, it was Undertaker versus Jake the Snake. Yeah.
All right,
Right.
quick reviews. Okay, Bushwhackers defeated the Beverly Brothers. Ooh la la. Shame you missed that one. Oh, Shawn Michaels, new heel singles. Shawn Michaels with Sherry. He defeated Tito Santana because duh. Undertaker, yeah, he beat Jake Roberts with a pinfall. Hart Piper. Oh man, Boss Man, Virgil Slaughter, and Jim Duggan defeated the Mountie, the Nasty Boys, and Repo Man. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Savage beat Flair for the title. Tatanka beat Martel. Oh, the Natural Disasters
They
against
beat
Money Inc. That would have been a good one. And then Owen Hart defeated Skinner in a $136. And then yeah, Hogan beat Sid Justice via DQ. Sid Justice became Sid Vicious.
Man,
that's funny.
I wanted to go to that so bad.
That was just so bad. God, Sid, that was such a bad story because Hogan was clearly the bad guy in it, but they made Sid the heel.
Well, doesn't he do like all the heel moves all the time?
Well, Sid came in as Hogan's buddy, But then they were in the Royal Rumble together, and Sid eliminated somebody else, and it caused Hogan to go out. So then Hogan got butthurt at Sid, and Sid's like, well, what, dude? It's the Rumble. And then Hogan pulled Sid out and eliminated him while he
Oh
was already...
no, I know that.
But Hogan was the good guy in the story. And it's like, oh,
But
no.
I just meant Hogan.
Oh, you're talking
like,
about, did
always...
Hogan do heel moves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hogan
That's
totally
what I was talking about.
had heel. He had the eye rake specifically. Would always do it.
The eye
And then
rake, the back
rake as well. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man. Hogan though, he had it. He was a smart cat.
He milked WCW TNA for everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was also like demonstrably worth it. Like he got eyeballs on the product. He ruined the product in a lot of ways, but you don't have to be good to be popular. And he was super charismatic and good enough at what he did in the ring.
I mean, now he's kind of blacklisted, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, they brought him back at the last couple Mania, or the Mania before last. The first one with people again. He came out, didn't he?
Yeah. That felt more like a Vince thing.
Oh, I mean, it's certainly. But
I doubt to see him again.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think that you would, like, you know,
in the same way you'd see Flair again.
Yeah, you're gonna see Flair again. Like, all of these people are a little awful.
I mean, I thought Flair died.
Yeah,
I was there.
He's still
I was
going.
there.
This Dynamite though is still alive, and we got a couple more minutes. You want to finish this Dynamite, or do we want to?
Yeah, we can finish this. We got time.
Do we want to do a fanfic where Flair does die while you're watching him, and then his ghost enters? He activates your psychic abilities, and you're able to see ghosts, and he becomes your ghost pal.
I mean, I stopped taking notes after this match started.
Okay.
So we got the Joss.
I'm your brand new ghost pal. Woo! Jesse.
We got the Joss Queens.
Joss Queens. Oh yeah, this match. I fast forwarded it. You talk about it.
Yeah. Versus, I'm gonna call them the Joss Queens instead of Yas Queen because I think it's gonna be a thing. It won't be, but I'm gonna try it. But Willow, I love Willow. Give me more Willow. She's fun.
You should do your creepy little Willow voice whenever you say Willow.
Give me more Willow. Oh. Awesome.
No.
It's so much fun. Willow. That's the spell to
gives
make me
me
a person again.
It gives me goosebumps.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's creepy. It's like someone stepping on leaves.
So Willow and Ruby Soho.
Destination Soho.
So yeah, we had the Joss Queens.
Yeah,
Joss Queens, who tried to cheat, and the ref took the bump away, and then Weirdo got hit in the head with, or no, Weirdo was fighting. What's her face on the outside? Exactly, doesn't matter. 99 from the Dark Order.
I got 99 members, but none of them matter.
That match was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it ate up my fast forward. Good thing I didn't eat it.
It was
again.
way too long. Ruby got hit in the head with a chair and came back and beat Ty Mello.
Yeah,
it didn't do anything. It didn't help the feud. It didn't set anything up. It was there. Unnecessarily there.
Yeah. They're not
and that is where I stopped taking notes on Dynamite.
What was after that? Ward Joe? What
There was a promo.
A promo?
Yeah.
Whose promo? What was the promo?
the ass boys were leaving.
Oh yeah, the ass boys, and they were just like, "We are the greatest now. We have defeated
Like,
you."
why do we have to hang
FTR.
around here? We're gonna go get White Castle.
Yeah,
That's not what they said, but they were gonna go get food. Like,
honey, we are out. We're gonna go get some White Castle, and we will talk to you later. TTYL, ass boys out.
yeah, the Jazz Queens are gonna meet us, meet up with us.
Jazz
later.
Queen.
Jazz Queens. After.
So yeah, ass boys are great. I love those kids. I love those kids.
Oh, they're killing it.
Yeah, they're great. Everything's great. Talked about the music video, talked about this and that. Main event. Yeah, man.
It seems like we've had enough talk.
It's time for
Those are my words. That's my line. It's time for the main event.
Oh goodness. That's
I
why
like
they
how
don't
it
wear
makes you
condoms.
cringe, so I want to do it more now.
Yeah, you should have. It's good,
I'm going
good content.
to. That's fucking on point.
My discontent is good content. You understand?
Yes, Foghorn Leghorn.
You know, our recording has already almost killed one person today. Imagine how many it will kill when we release it into the public.
Oh, I can't wait.
We do, illegal disclaimer, take no responsibilities for any fatalities that occur as a result of our podcast. Because legally
my fault.
magic doesn't exist. So, you know, people with an absolute mastery of cringe like us are in the clear legally.
Okay.
speaking.
So we get our I cannot remember what he calls himself. Samoa Joe with the two titles.
The king of TV.
The king of TV.
Yeah.
I don't know why that doesn't click for me.
He has 2 TV titles. It should click.
I know, but I
It
was
should
thinking
click.
like the TV champion, not the
He's
king of
the
TV.
king of something that has to do with televisions.
I just don't think king. Like that's where it doesn't click. Like I know it's something, but I just don't.
Well, he's got the ROH TV title and the AEW TV title. That's why he calls himself the king of belts.
But I want to think the TV champion.
He is the TV champion and also the
And
TV
king
champion,
of television.
which means that he's the king of himself and himself. He is the king of TV.
Okay, so he's the king of TV. Not TB, but TV.
No, he is not the king of tuberculosis.
Yes. He goes to the ring and he's waiting. And he's waiting. Nothing's happening.
He starts
And
singing,
then all of a sudden
he starts singing the bare necessities from Jungle Book. In fact, it was pretty funny.
And then Jungle Boy's sitting there in the stands like, come on,
He's
man.
clapping. Yeah. I was
Like,
oh, this brings back memories.
why are you stealing my shit, dude? It's not cool.
Look for the Jack Perry, the Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Sorry about your dad, he was a mensch.
So yeah, he's sitting there in the ring, waiting. And then we get Wardlow coming out with people like, no. And he's limping. We'll get a little limp or two. And then the match starts.
Ding, ding, ding.
And
Then
then
what happens?
Wardlow does his best to sell the leg injury.
Yeah, he does. He did a competent job.
All I could do was watch his leg the entire time until he got on the rope.
Yeah, there'd be a couple spots where he wanted to impress with his athletic ability and get his jump to the top, like not even just climb it, just like straight up jump to the top rope and do a flip. And it's like, okay,
come on, man.
Yeah, get your shit in. That's a little bit of Brian Cage coming out for a minute.
That's what I was thinking. Like these big guys, I didn't think about it too much before because I was like, oh, big guys doing flippy shit. Yeah, I like it. And now I'm just kind of like,
well, in a match like this, it's okay because he's doing it against another big guy. So it's not as stupid. Yeah. For me, if you're Like, think about it. If I'm a big guy fighting a big guy, maybe jumping off the rope gives me a momentum or a leverage advantage that I'm looking for. If I'm Brian Cage fighting Darby Allin or Jungle Boy, I don't need to go fly through the air to do that to a little guy. I'm taking unnecessary risk. But now if you're fighting against a beast like Joe that's going to need to take more damage to knock down, now all of a sudden it's impressive and it makes sense for Wardlow to try that. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
And it just
I've never looked at it
visual,
that way.
yeah, like the visual is not as silly either.
I haven't looked at it that way. I was just always thinking like big dudes doing flippy stuff, kind of.
Plus the logical setup, like it would be in any form of entertainment or real life, in the aforementioned Jungle Boy versus Cage, the smaller guy, if he goes head up straight on with Cage, has no chance because Cage is a tank. So he's got to use the agility that comes with being smaller. The nature of a high risk move is it will inflict a lot of damage, but if somebody dodges it, you're in trouble. So now you have the big guy trying to do this aerial move against the guy whose only advantage in the fight is he's really agile and able to dodge stuff. So literally you're like, I think I should feed right into his strength and my weakness rather than just punch him in the face. And it's just like, okay, dude, awesome. Save it for when you're fighting a war. Like, I think they had Cage and Wardlow had a match, and it was, I think, my favorite Brian Cage match in the company, because now all of a sudden both of them were doing some athletic
They were doing
stuff.
the flippy shit.
Yes,
yeah.
And they're both the same size-ish, and Cage still wasn't great, but his match didn't look stupid. I didn't laugh out loud at anything. That's when you can do it. That's when you can do it. And that's when you should do it. I don't know.
And that's when they did it.
Like, it's just that thing where it seems stupid, and maybe it is stupid to like, well, this wrestling wasn't realistic enough for me because it's all fake. But dude, everything you watch is fake. Like in Star Wars, you wouldn't like it if like Luke Skywalker randomly, like, his penis turned into a lightsaber and that's how he got the win, because it doesn't follow anything logical. It doesn't
I don't know.
make
I
any sense.
think I would like that.
Yeah, I mean, until
like
like
you just went down a different timeline.
Yeah.
And pointed out something that a lot of people would love.
Okay. But like they'd have to tease it earlier on. You'd have to like see him trying to like get erect and trying to find the thought in his like spank bank that would activate his Jedi penis.
Like the Schwartz.
If it came out of nowhere, you wouldn't like it. Or like if all of a sudden like Luke cuts Vader in half and they're like, but your lightsaber was too weak, so it didn't actually cut me in half. Like, well, no, that's dumb. No, that's not how it works. Like, it's fake. None of those fights are real. None of the things they're using are real, but there is a certain logic that you have to adhere to. Otherwise, you get taken out of the movie and you don't care. You know, when a movie is really good, you ignore the fact that it's alien guys flipping around in an atmosphere that shouldn't be breathable using magic, because like you care about the characters and the fight itself makes sense, and you're lost in it. You're watching it. When it's stupid, I don't know, at least for me, it pulls me out. It pulls me out of the matrix. Be like, I'm in a simulation and I don't even know I'm in a simulation. It's so realistic. And then all of a sudden somebody with N64 textures walks up to me. Be like, wait a minute. I'm in a simulation. This is bullshit. Get out of here, pointy Princess Peach.
But that didn't happen for you.
Not yet.
Well, no, in the main event.
Yeah, no, I mean it. Just the spots that we're talking about, where he would go flying up the rope and all of a sudden stop, but it didn't spoil it. Like, it didn't ruin it. It was still
that's what I mean.
Match.
Like that's what I was getting at.
It's a live performance, perfect. Like, if you were just like, if the match isn't perfect, well, fuck you. What's perfect? It was still way more good than bad, and I liked it.
Go to Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what you fucking want to watch.
Yes.
Like, their shit is fucking to a point where they practice. Wrestling, they practice the moves. Shit happens, though.
Shit happens.
Because random things can occur and bad things can happen.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I mean, God, just the energy. Like, you can pull off a move. Can you pull off a move 15 minutes into a match where you are exhausted? Like, can you still pull it off now? Are you smart enough to call it off if you can't do it, so you don't hurt anybody?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's an art form. It's also athletic. It's I don't know. Wrestling's awesome. We love it.
Love it.
We
Love
love
it.
it.
I don't even care. People talk shit. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and they don't understand it. And that's not like a pretentious thing, like it's above understanding. No, like at the surface level, it's silly. And it is silly. Like wrestling's also stupid. But
Yeah.
again, like Marvel Comics is bigger than it ever has been. And Marvel Comics is wonderful and I love it. But they're also stupid as shit. And there's a lot of bullocks and nonsense in both the movies and the comics. But you love it anyways. Wrestling is just like any other piece of fiction you'd watch. But for some
Any
reason,
kind of
like,
entertainment that you would want.
some people get caught up on the well, you know it's fake. Yes. Yeah.
But it's not fake.
What does that even mean? Like no, wait, no, I've been gambling on something that's predetermined this whole time. I can't believe it.
Oh my God.
I thought that man that was hit with the hammer and then went on to win actually was murdered and became a zombie. And now he's a zombie with a title belt.
I don't know if I've talked about this, but I watched was it Bill Maher? Bill Maher.
Yeah, that
when
guy.
he had Roddy Piper,
I
Alundra
seen that
Blaze,
clip.
Sting, and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
You watched the clip or did you watch the whole thing?
I watched the whole segment that the Wrestlers were on. I didn't watch the whole episode when he would go on to do other Bill Maher stuff.
Oh, I didn't watch anything else. I just watched the whole wrestler thing. And he's like, so you guys in on the joke? And Roddy Piper's like, fuck you. It's like, you think this is a joke? Like, what do you mean is this a joke? Like, he got...
Yeah, I mean, as you should.
Like, bitch, you sit here in a chair for your job. Come to the ring.
Yeah, like
try to do what
Piper.
they do.
Hey, this joke is literally going to shortening my life.
Yeah.
And Piper even knew back then. I think he even said that on that Mars show, didn't he? Where he's just like, I understand that I'm probably not going to be making it to 70 or something.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. But we are out of time. We're not making it to 70 either. And by 70, I mean 70 seconds. Our poverty podcast platform limits us in time. And our poverty, lazy bodies, and weak mindset as bottom G's doesn't allow us to open a new one because we got chillins and lives and alarm clocks that are dicks and wake us up every morning. So we must bid you a fin adieu unless you don't like us, in which case it's a fin fuck you.
And I just want to wish everyone a happy new year.
Happy New Year.
Because this is our last cast for the year.
Happy holidays.
And
TK.
our TK, hopefully, I believe he is safe and he will be back next week.
The aliens will bring him back when they are done.
Just ask Tom DeLong.
Yeah, he knows all about it.
Yeah.
He does. He knows all about it.